What's up guys? Today I'm installing some hard mounts for my hardtop roof in my MX5. So basically this is what they are. These are Jass Performance hardtop brackets and they replace these clunky old things. Yes, it is quick release, so you can take the top off a little bit easier and quicker and everything, but this has a lot of flex in it, and as you can see it used to rattle quite a bit, so I taped them up so it makes a tighter seal and stuff, but they were pretty screwed from the last owner. Like this one, I just had a kind of bout taking it out, and let me show you. So basically he had thread locked the Phillips head screws in there, and then as he was putting them in, because they're pretty, so here's another one, as you can see it's pretty rounded out, but this one was even worse. And what he had done is he's thread locked them and then rounded them out as he's putting them in, so I had to drill it, pull it off, and then stud extract the studs, which has taken a very long time. But that's the worst one, I think, of all of them. And then you've got the side ones there, and the weight difference, if you take the whole side mount and then the new side mount, the weight difference, it's got to be almost double the weight of that. That is very accurate calculations of weight. So we've got the side one there, and we have the thingy one there, the front one there. I've already done this side, as you can see. Let me take it out and show you. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. So that is pretty much it. That's the bracket there. There you go. So that's one I've already done, and then that is the side one down there. So those are the brackets, guys, and I'm going to start doing this one to show you. Now, the other one I started using the impact screwdriver, the impact driver, because obviously they were rounded out, and I didn't want to round them out anymore. So I started hitting, and then it did round out because they were already rounded out. I pretty much had to dig new grooves by hitting it in. But these ones aren't too bad. I just tried them earlier to make sure I could do it, and these ones are pretty much loose, so he must not fiddle with them. And the side ones, they had no thread lock on at all, and they were so easy to undo, and the heads hadn't been touched. The heads were so nice. So let me just undo this, and by the speed of editing I shall speed it up, and it will be done in pretty much a second. As you can see there, just quickly, that's the thread lock that he's put on it. And then here's the side screw, head hasn't been touched, and no thread lock, which was really nice. I found another destroyed head of a screw. Let me show you guys this. There we go. See that? That is destroyed. I don't know if you can get any closer there. That is destroyed, guys. Please, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it, because it makes jobs like this a lot harder for people. Time to get the drill. There we go, guys. Just got some mole grips on there because there's enough stud under there. Get a bit further in. Let me just say, it's a really bad idea to thread lock these in here, because they're Phillips head screws and you can't put a lot of force on a Phillips head without it rounding out, especially if you have the wrong tools. So there we go. Again, a lot of thread lock on that. So we have this one off now. Let me just take this other bit off. Car. I've been here for quite a while trying to do this. I think it's about 2 hours now. Just trying to get those ones undone with the impact driver. Wasn't working. There we go. Now, let me just show you what's great about these. So, instead of having these Phillips heads which get mashed up really easy, they've got Allen heads on these new bolts, and then the other ones, which I don't mind, and the kind of star pattern Torx, they've just got another Allen head, but it just makes it easy to do. So let's grab our right hard mount. I'm going to have to hoover my car after this because I've had to drill stuff in my car, which I'm not too pleased about. What I'm actually doing as well now is I'm putting some copper slip on the bolts, because I'm really what's it called, scared now that the bolts are going to get locked in there and rounded out again, which I really don't want to happen. So just put a little bit of copper slip on them. They shouldn't really come undone, to be honest, because the actual bracket is going to be holding it all together. Those are just holding the bracket tight, and with that many bolts you don't need to be thread locking them in. And the thing is, if it does come, like those ones were actually not, the ones that thread locked over there weren't actually, because they had rounded it out, they hadn't actually done it all the way up. The thread locker just held it, but it had like a mil space between, so it's still rattling around because it wasn't tight, but the threads were locked. So you're better off having it tight and done up than you are having the threads locked up and seized solid. So I'm not going to do these up all the way, I'm just going to kind of get them kind of located so it can all move to fit in all the bolts in the right sort of area. Just like this. So it's still loose, still move it. Grab my big bolt. So I'm just going to do these up a little bit. I'm going to start with the far ones, actually. Yeah, I'll start with the far ones. Doing it up this way. And I'm going to just nip them up first and see how the roof kind of sits. That's good. Ooh, getting there. And I'll just speed this up, finish it off. Okay, I was just concerned over there because there's a little gap in the thing, so I've just loosened them up. I'm going to do this one up here, and then I'm going to try and push down on the centre of the roof and then try and get that lined up a bit better. This one doesn't seem too bad. There's no gaps along here, which is good. I think it's just because it's such a tight fit, it really pulls down on these bits, because it's need to make the handling kind of better, and so it needs to be pretty tight down on the actual roof itself. Yeah, I'll put the camera on there so you can see as I'm doing the sidewall. Okay guys, so started taking this one off. Just gonna undo these bolts here. As you can see, these ones are a lot easier because they haven't been thread locked like the other ones were. So I've just popped it open so I can reach the bolts. Last one for this top one. Still using the impact driver because I can't be asked to get a screwdriver because I'm lazy. There you go. There's one. It's a very uncomfortable position, but I'm doing it for you guys. So as you can see, just taking these bottom ones out. Hopefully this will stop it knocking around like it used to, and it will also stiffen up the chassis a bit, and it's even a little bit more lightweight than the old ones. So I'm just going to grab the side mount. Yeah. Oh, that was a stretch. There we go. Grab the bolts here. That's the bolts. Bit of copper slip. Oh, well, bit of copper slip. Try not to drop the bolt covered in copper slip onto a gravelly area because there will be rocks stuck to it. Okay. Try not to get copper slip all over my car. That'd be good. Where have I put Allen keys? Okay, got my Allen keys here. It's smaller size on the smaller bolts, as you can probably imagine. Less torque required. So again, with these, I'm just going to do it not all the way. I'm just going to kind of do them up so they're not tight, but it's got some threads on there holding it in, but not so it's tight yet, so I can get them all located right. There you go, it's still loose, so I can line up these ones. Tiny bit of copper slip on these big ones. Just get it lined up. Then bigger Allen key. Just do them up again. So it's got a couple threads, but it's still loose. Okay, so now guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and push down on the roof and do up this bottom one here a bit, just so it's holding the roof kind of tight. Just going to nip this one up. There we go guys. So that's this one done, and I'm just going to go back onto that one and try and make it so there's no roof gap on that side. Cool. Okay guys, so that's it for today. I've installed all the mounts. It seems pretty solid. I haven't gone out for a test drive yet, but I'm going to do that in a minute. There was a little gap on that side, and I just undone them a bit, and then I kind of moved the rubber, and then I've done them back up, and there's no more gap there. So it all seems really nice now. Really sturdy. So with these guys, it's lighter. I've got new bolts so they're not threaded. there is the issue of it's going to be longer to take it off, but there's going to be no wobbling and ricketing around, and also the chassis is going to be sturdier because this is pretty much like bolted hard down onto the chassis now, so it'll give it some rigidity. So I think that was a successful install, guys, and if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it. Have a good day.